and welcome adventurers. Today I'm going to be talking about crafting for everyone, and crafting being more open and more usable by all your players, and being able to do more and make more unique items. So to go about this, when crafting magical items, you no longer need the crafting feats, but they do help. So what this means is that crafting feats are needed to make items traditionally. To make an item based off of a spell or something like that, you still need the crafting feats. But you no longer need the crafting feats to make magical items that are less about basing them off of spells, but more basing them off of features from the creatures that you're carving these items from. If your materials are magical, such as a dragon's hide or a warg's fang, any item you forge from these materials will have magical properties so long as you are able to craft it. If you have the feats for crafting, then you'll be able to craft magical items like normal. So again, just to give you an idea of how this is different. The crafting feats are needed to make magical items like normal, the usual magical items that have spell effects or certain bonuses, stuff like that. All the default magical items that are in the books, to craft those, you still need the feats. You still need the feats to craft those. But to craft some more unique weapons or items that are less like the norm, you just need crafting skills. You just need a skill in crafting, like crafting weapons and armor, or crafting bows, or crafting daggers, or crafting cloaks, something like that. You just need the crafting skill to be able to craft these unique items. So what I mean by that is that I've brought up 3 creatures that we're going to look at, and I'm going to give you an idea of what could be crafted from them to be able to make these unique items. So let's start off with a Hydra. So a Hydra's got some unique traits such as regenerating heads, fast healing, and Hydra traits such as it can't be killed by severing the heads and stuff like that. So it's very, very unique. It's a very unique creature. So some things that we could do with this is that one thing you could do is that you could craft armor from it, granting AC bonus equal to the natural armor bonus of the actual creature. So that's a very basic thing that you could do, is that you could take it and you could craft armor from it that gives an AC bonus based on the natural armor bonus that was on the creature. So this, I would recommend you playing it. Try to be smart about it. I do recommend this rule, by the way, this house rule, for more advanced GMs or people that are very comfortable with their GMing capabilities, because this is going to be a very trial and error effect on the players, because you might accidentally make something too strong and then something needs to go missing. But for example, you could carve up a Hydra's hide and make armor out of it. Try to make something don't let them make leather armor that gives +6 natural armor. It more along the lines of build something closer to it, to what a 6 would be, just made out of those scales or the hide of that creature. Try to play off of it. What does the hide of that creature most likely look like? What kind of materials is that kind of like? How would you carve that? And so try to balance it out that way, what kind of armor that you could craft with it. Another thing that you could do that could also be a part of that armor is that armor could grant fast healing. Now normally Hydras get fast healing 1 for every head it possesses. So by default, your characters are probably going to only have 1 head, so they'll get fast healing 1 out of getting something out of this. They could build gauntlets out of this, they could build a cloak out of this, they could build armor out of this, and end up getting a fast healing 1 effect from defeating from the Hydra's hide and stuff like that. And so that is like a magical thing. Or you could be really unique and grant feats. Temporary feats only allowed when wearing the item. So feats that the Hydra have is combat reflexes, iron will, and lightning reflexes. You could grant one of those feats. to be a temporary effect when wearing an item made out of the Hydra's hide, or so on and so forth. And so yeah, that's just one idea that you could do. Another idea is that let's take a Cerberus in mind. A Cerberus is a powerful magical creature with a lot of effects on him. He comes with a damage resistance, DR 15 epic and good. He comes with immunity to death effects and disintegrations. He comes with resistances to acids, cold, electricity, fire, and he comes with spell resistance. He has regeneration on him. He has a breath weapon on him. There is a manner of things that you can craft from this. You could craft, let's say, you could craft a dagger from one of its fangs that allows you to emit a energy attack based on his breath weapon, which is poison, a poison breath weapon, and you can go off of the actual stats of the breath weapon for a Cerberus, and you could just have that be a once a day, or depending on how good their craft is, it could be once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, or once a week, depending on how bad or how good their crafting skill was when making the item. You could have this unique item that allows them to have a breath weapon, or you could build a helmet out of its head that gives you the howl ability that the Cerberus has, which is any living creature within 600 feet that hears the Cerberus howl must succeed on a DC 32 will save or become panicked for 2d4 rounds. Whether or not the save is successful, an affected creature is immune to Cerberus's howl for 24 hours. The save DC is charisma based. So you could give the howl effect on the helmet. You could put it on the helmet and be able to have, again, once per day, twice per day, once per week, be able to use the howl effect, or even just once per hour, depending on how good they were. Maybe they crafted it really, really well, and you're not afraid of this effect so much. But there's so many things that you can make out of this, that you can make that is unique. Petrifying Gaze is another thing that the Cerberus has. You can make an amulet out of an eyeball from the Cerberus, which grants you the ability to use its Petrifying Gaze. A creature meeting the gaze of all 3 heads must make a successful DC 35 fortitude. Somebody who meets eyes with the amulet could be the one that makes that fortitude save or be turned to stone permanently. Just some very unique magical items that you could make out of this creature. You could end up making armor that grants a DR. You can make armor that just grants a natural armor bonus. Now, with the Cerberus, I probably, and actually this is just me being a GM on the spot. Now that I've looked at the Cerberus, I wouldn't allow the full natural armor bonus allowed on a Cerberus. Because the natural armor bonus on a Cerberus is 24. I would not allow someone to build armor that grants 24 bonus. Again, maybe find some way to balance it out with the check. Give a DC, and for every 5 they beat it, they get one of the natural armor bonuses to make an armor out of, maybe. Or they get one. Here's how you could do it. This is just an idea off the top of my head that I've just thought of right now. Is that you can make it so that way they roll their crafting check, and for every 5 they get in their crafting check, they are allowed to make an armor that grants 1 natural armor bonus for every 5 they get, maximum whatever the maximum natural armor on the creature is. So on the Hydra it was 6, on the Cerberus it's 24. Now hopefully their roll doesn't get them all the way to 24, because that is a whopping several hundred roll. So that's obviously not going to happen, but it allows them to get really good armor if they roll really high. But yeah, this is just something you could do. Another creature that you could do this with is the Abyssal Wolf. The Abyssal Wolf has keen scent. The Abyssal Wolf has dark vision. The Abyssal Wolf has a paralyzing gaze. He has a DR10 to cold iron. He has a spell resistance. He has some feats. Again, you could carve something out of this creature and gain it. You could make a helmet from its head as well and gain the keen scent ability every once a day or a couple times a day, and be able to detect prey within 60 feet by sense of smell. As per the scent ability, the range increases to 120 feet if they're upwind, 30 feet downwind. But making a successful 15 wisdom check, the Abyssal Wolf can determine whether a tiefling or a half-fiend is present among the opponents. So yeah, this is just another ability that you could take and turn into a uniquely crafted item. Now, if you guys are already doing this out there, more power to you. I'm glad you're doing it. I'm glad you thought of it. If you haven't thought about doing this, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. You get a lot more unique magical items, which gives a lot more wiggle room and a lot more uniqueness to the story that you're doing, because there's things that that normally people can't normally plan on. You get to see more cool things spawn up and happen in your game, and it's just it's a cool way for your players to make unique magical items without having to have the crafting feats. So it could happen early game, they craft something very unique that way. Or it could happen even late game without having to have the feats, and they can't craft +5 weapons, they can't craft weapons of deflect bonuses or stuff like that, but they could still craft something that is granted by the creatures that they tore apart, and it's going to be a way to gain some feats. And so it might change the game. Maybe your characters now start hunting creatures and they start going after creatures. Maybe you built a campaign based around hunting creatures, like a Monster Hunter like campaign, where it's based around hunting down creatures and carving up their corpses to get unique traits, unique feats, unique abilities. It's just a cool little concept to go around. It's a nice little rule. You can get stuff built for it. And then also I would free up more of the crafting in general. I would allow more stuff to be allowed through crafting than usual. Allow players to get more into crafting, because the more they're into crafting, the less hand-holding you have to do as a GM with making sure they're getting the right weapons in their loot, and getting the right armor in their loot, getting the right scrolls or spells, potions. Maybe they start finally doing all that stuff on their own because you gave them a really cool way to go about it. So yeah, this is just a cool little mechanic of just tearing up creatures, getting unique items off of them. Be creative. Let your players be creative. Let them have an idea. Show them what the creature knows. Have it be... You can make it random. You can make it completely planned out. Have their players use their knowledge checks to identify what creatures are capable of, so they know what they can craft from it. And yeah, it's just something that it makes the game more interesting and more fun. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you try this out for yourself. If you do, go ahead and let me know what you guys crafted. Come say it in the comments. Come say it on a stream that I'm doing. Come see me. I don't care. I don't care how you go about it. I'll see it. I'll try to see it, and I'll try to get back to you guys. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I hope that you guys look forward to more to come, and I hope you guys have a safe adventure. Bye-bye.